let's get on with the ramble, and it's over to you guys now. You're going to tell me, hopefully, what vineyard we are in today. So I've already told you it's not my vineyard, but let's have a look at the grape variety. So it's lovely big leaves here, 5 distinct lobes. See that? Quite crinkly on the top. Okay, quite crinkly on the top, 5 distinct lobes, quite serrated edge. No, Paul, it's not Syrah. I know why you said it was Syrah, because you thought it's on wires. So I'm going to get in there early and say it's Syrah. It's not. Don't be fooled by the wires. And here we've got some hairs on the back. Mum and Dad, morning in Ashby de la Zouche. Thanks for getting up in time. So we're just looking at the grape. It's not Grenache either. Ooh, Thursday morning. Perhaps it's because it's a bank holiday over here. Perhaps just waking up. So a big indented, you see the indents go almost to Carignan. Dan, second time lucky. There you go. So we're in a Carignan vine. As I said, it's not my vineyard. We're actually in one of Jean Marc. So we have a his and her vineyard, as we have a his and her winery. So I have Domaine Jones, and Jean Marc, my husband, has Domaine Astric. So today I thought I'd bring you Dan into one of his vineyards so that he can explain a bit more about how he works and his history. So if you have any questions, please pop them in the question box at the bottom. And now he's turned his tractor off, we're going to go and say hello to him. I just thought I'd show you, I talked about the flowering, the vines flowering. Look what I found. Can you see that? Now, this morning I thought I'd found the first flowering vine with a massive flower. Isn't it beautiful? But it's actually a weed that's growing up amongst the Carignan here. It's so lovely. Okay, so let's go and catch up with Jean Marc. He's waiting for me patiently. So you can see we're trellising. We trellis the Carignan here. Lovely, lovely day. Still a bit windy, so you might get a bit of wind interference. If you can just bear with us, we love the wind. It's still drying the grapes, but it means that we can't get in to protect them yet, so we're doing that tomorrow probably. Bonjour Jean Marc.
Hello.
Hi. Bah, moi ça va. Et toi ça va?
Ça va, ouais.
Ça va. Oh, it's great to see you. Well, I saw you a bit earlier actually at breakfast, didn't I? Je t'ai vu tout à l'heure, non? But there's something really that I didn't realise in this vineyard, but something really exciting that really explains the importance of the water in the Tuchan mountain. And I know, like last week, Jean Marc, he's looking really worried now, but Jean Marc disappeared on his digger, which he loves, and he was out for ages, and he got back and was like, what are you doing? And I think we'll just show you what he was doing with his digger. Donc, tu peux montrer ce que tu as fait? J'ai dit que la semaine dernière, tu as disparu avec ton mini-pelle pendant des heures, et peut-être tu peux montrer ce que tu faisais.
Là, la montagne, c'est un massif calcaire.
Yeah, okay, so it's a...
Il y a beaucoup de failles, donc il absorbe l'eau.
So the Tuchan mountain is a big limestone mountain, it's a big rock. It has lots of failles, which are like gaps, don't know what the...
Là, nous sommes juste au
gaps in it. And hold on, I'm not awake yet this morning. So when it rains, the water goes through the gaps in the limestone, and there's underwater water reserves in this big Tuchan mountain.
Et ici, after the big rain, the water arrive and cross the vineyard.
Okay, so after the big rain, so if you remember we've had lots of rain last week, the water actually comes out of the Montage, of the Tuchan mountain, and it actually went into his vineyard.
Il y a une nouvelle source que je ne connaissais pas qui est apparue.
And he got a new spring in his vineyard. The water just sprung up in the middle of his vineyard. So last week he had a river running through his vineyard. So this stream before the rain didn't exist. This wasn't here at all. Okay, and if we get down a bit closer, you can see here it's just literally gushing. I was going to say trickling, but it's like gushing out from under the Tuchan mountain, and that's actually on both sides of this little stream. If we come down here, bit of gymnastics this morning. See, it's very wet underfoot. It actually smells a bit. Ça sent un peu mauvais, non? And here, look. So that was the start of it up there. Can you see this? So this water wasn't here before it rained, and then suddenly, with the rain, the Tuchan mountain is like fills up with water, underground water, and then it comes out here. So all of this water last week was going through Jean Marc's vineyard, Carignan vine here, and that's why he spent a couple of hours on the digger diverting it and making the water run, rather than running in his vineyard, make it run down the side. But look at that. Tu penses que ça va durer longtemps, though? They're just asking if he thinks it's going to last a long time, the water.
I don't know. I don't know.
Les gens ils disent on peut faire un spa.
Peut-être,
Yeah, the Tuchan spa, I like that. Here's a question from Beth. Elle demande, est-ce que tu as toujours été vigneron ou est-ce que tu as fait autre chose avant?
I never do anything different. No, j'ai toujours. I start working in the vineyard with my grandparents, my parents, when I was children, and I always want to work in the vineyard. I do my study in agriculture.
Yeah, Jean Marc says no. He sort of laughed at that when you asked if he'd done anything else, because for him it's just so natural to no, of course not. Like he was actually born in Tuchan and he has never done anything else. He knew, tu savais tôt que tu voulais être vigneron.
Always.
He always knew. It's like it wasn't even a decision. It was like he was born into a family of vignerons and he wanted to be a vigneron, but a vigneron with a bit of a difference, I think. So, fantastic question. Thanks, Beth. Okay, one from iPhone Guy. Why, Jean Marc, pourquoi le Carignan est sur l'espalier? Tandis que chez moi, c'est pas. Ouais. Donc, pourquoi chez toi, tu l'as mis?
Ça, c'est la première vigne que j'ai plantée lorsque j'ai commencé à travailler.
So, this is his very first vineyard that he planted when he started working. Et c'était il y a combien?
Bientôt 40 ans.
So, almost 40 years ago. Okay, so he planted it 40 years ago.
Donc, ce sont des parcelles qui sont plantées à 2 mètres.
So, he planted it at 2 meters in distance.
Travailler avec ses tracteurs.
So that he could get this tractor.
Alors que tes vieilles vignes sont plantées plus étroites.
And so he was able to adapt the vineyard to the tractor, whereas my vineyards, if you remember from yesterday, are planted a horse width apart, and so we can't adapt those anymore, so we have to use a small plough.
Et donc on essaie de relever la végétation pour pouvoir mécaniser le travail.
And it's just so he can mechanize the work much more easily than in the old vines.
Et en même temps d'améliorer, on va dire, l'exposition des raisins pour limiter les maladies et pour avoir une meilleure maturité.
And also it's easier to treat and protect the vines and to protect them against diseases if you've got them up on wires. Because there's a higher yield as well, so it's a higher yielding vine, so you've got more grapes. So when it's on trellises, it's easier to actually see the grapes and to be able to protect those grapes with the sulfate, the copper. We're organic, if you remember, Jean Marc is organic as well, so we have the same protection system, the same products here. Here's one from Southern California, from the official unicorn de Californie du Sud. C'est quoi tes meilleurs cépages préférés pour assembler? Donc, il te demande c'est quoi tes meilleurs 2 ou 3 cépages pour faire un assemblage.
Et ici, ce sont les cépages locaux. Parce qu'en fait, le Carignan, qui est le traditionnel, c'est le plus régulier, qui amène une structure et une acidité au vin, une fraîcheur.
Okay, so Jean Marc's saying that here we only work with traditional grape varieties because of the climate and the drought conditions. And he says that here it's Carignan. Carignan brings a lovely structure and acidity to the wine.
Ouais. Ensuite, il y a la Syrah et le Grenache qui amènent plus de complexité ou plus d'arômes.
And it's the Syrah and the Grenache that perhaps bring more complexity and fruit and aroma.
J'aime bien la Syrah.
But his favourite, so you would blend, tu assemblerais les trois, mais tu
Dans mes
préfères.
assemblages, il y a majoritairement Syrah et Carignan.
So in his blends, there's majority Syrah and Carignan. So if he has to blend, it'd be Syrah. Not has to. He likes to blend Syrah and Carignan together because he thinks they go very well. And if he had to name just one variety, he likes the Syrah. Modern man, Jean Marc. So thanks very much, everybody. That's been our 15 minutes, and hopefully you put thumbs up for Roger. I was busy talking to Jean Marc, but tomorrow we're going to step out of the vineyard just for one day, and we're going to go and see Roger in the allotment. But then next week is going to be really exciting. I'm going to get really dirty next week. Okay, so next week I'm getting dirty in the vineyards, and we're going to look at the soils. So we're going to have a really good in-depth look at the soils. Why is the soil important to the different vines, and all the different soil types that we have here. So it's going to be a dirty week next week, so please join me for that. Signing off now, and I will see you tomorrow, Friday, in the allotment. À demain!